Hey you guys, Matt Allen, Tim Little, welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today begins our holiday buyer's guide series. This is video number 1. It's a bonus video coming to you on a Thursday because we have so many buyer's guides to do before the holidays. Today we are doing rod and reel combos, casting rods under or at least around $200. Let's jump into it. All right, so you guys know that every year for the last 3 or 4 years, we do a holiday buyer's guide series. You know, the series is meant for people that aren't necessarily fishermen or wives of fishermen, where we put together these buyer's guides. We recommend gear that we have confidence in enough to show you guys to recommend for the holidays, so then you can share that video or the items with your loved ones so they can purchase the items you want for fishing. You know, like I said, we've been doing this for 3 or 4 years. You guys are always asking for these buyer's guides throughout the year. You know, summer, fall, you guys are always asking for them. So we really like doing them. Today we're kicking it this whole series off with casting combos on or around $200. When you get to that $200 price point, $100 rod, $100 reel, it kind of seems like that is where the quality really starts. You start getting into that nicer gear. So we're really excited about that. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the first combo I'm gonna recommend for you guys. This is actually a lose combo. This is a speed spool reel paired up with the TP1. This combo we fished for probably 2 years now or so. I know we fished a lot, had it in videos last year, but this thing is awesome. It's got some wind grips on it, very good quality. The reel and the rod have held up through the time that we've used it, haven't had any issues, and that's a plus for me. The lose, the speed spool, the TP1 comes in right around $200. Looks cool. It's all matte black, paired up, lose with lose. That's a winner. All right, I'm going to jump in with St. Croix. This is the St. Croix Bass X paired with a Shimano SLX reel. The Bass X and the SLX are top sellers on Tackle Warehouse year round, not just in the holidays. They are always at the top of that sellers list. The Bass X is an amazing rod for the price. When we're looking at that $100 rod, $100 reel, there's a couple of things that you're looking for. You're looking for which ones really stand out, which ones are more sensitive, which ones are more reliable. With reels, which ones stand the test of time. Because as you step up in price, you start getting more reliable equipment that lasts. That's really where your money is spent, around that $100 range. So the Bass X is more sensitive than a lot of the competition. They're very consistent, they're well built. What I like about them is they have more of a parabolic action overall than a lot of other models, which is great not only for reaction baits, but for jig fishing and Texas rigs, slow bottom fishing, where those rods will really load up and hold those fish well so they don't jump and come off. And that is a hard thing to find in a rod that is sensitive in that price point. Paired up with an SLX, which is also extremely reliable. We fished those hard this year, last year, and have been really happy with them. Yeah, I'm gonna go, my next combo, I'm gonna stick with the SLX. This is the actual SLX combo rod and reel. Like Matt said, they're an awesome combo, especially for the price point. But I frog fished with this 2 years ago all summer, and just put the hammer down on no issues. The reels held up, and like Matt said, that is what you're paying for. When you get into that price point, you're getting sensitivity, but you're getting gear that lasts, that you don't have to replace year after year. So the SLX reel comes in 3 different speeds. This is the 7 to 2, sorry, and I paired that up with the SLX rod. The entire rod lineup has great actions, all the way from 610 up to I think 711, 7.5 heavy or 711 heavy. So you can throw jerk baits, you can Texas rig, throw weightless worms, all the way up to your heaviest of stuff, flipping, pitching, punching, 1.5 ounce weights. You can do it all with this lineup right here. The SLX is phenomenal. Can I add something to that SLX? You know, one of the things that I really like in a rod is that parabolic action, but it's hard to find that where it's still sensitive. The SLX, you're like the complete other end. They're really crisp actions, which is also really hard to find in $100. They do not fish like $100 rods.
No,
you're talking frogging, flipping, jerk baits, those actions that are tough to find in any rod, let alone in a cheap rod.
Yeah, what's really cool with this lineup is you could, if you are brand specific, as you can see, we got a bunch of different brands out here. If you want to stick with just the SLX, you can arm yourself with all of the lineup and do pretty much every technique, from the little stuff all up to the big stuff. Yeah. And you can keep it all the same product. Like I said, I love this. My wife has a bunch of these. My kids use them. I use them. I can't say enough good things about the SLX. It's been around for a couple years, and we've put a bunch of fish in the boat on them, and they're still lasting.
The next one for me is going to be branching out. This is Cashion. Cashion is a smaller brand that builds a lot of really custom, unique actions. Much like that Bass X, I went with another choice that comes in some really parabolic actions that are hard to find at that price point. Paired it up with a Daiwa Fuego and made it stick right around that $200 mark. That is a dynamite combo. You get that custom rod feel. They are production rods, but they've got that custom rod feel. They're lightweight. They've got awesome actions. With that reel on it, you're going to be really consistent, and you're making that price point.
Next up, I actually have two. You might have to do two.
Go for it.
Okay, I actually have two because they're both by Dobyns, and I want to break down the benefits of each. So the first one is the Dobyns Colt. I have that paired up with the Daiwa CG80. You know, you guys can mix and match all of this stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to go with the rod and reel, however we have it. You know, this is a $100 reel. The rod is $79.99. What's cool about this rod is it is in the Dobyns lineup, but the actions are a little bit slower. They're more moderate action than the Fury or the Champion, you know, the higher end Dobyns stuff. So if you're throwing top water or you're cranking, something like that where you don't necessarily need a lot of sensitivity, you can get by with a more inexpensive rod and a nicer reel. So the Colt series, look into those if you guys are looking to do top water or techniques that don't need that sensitivity. Switching gears, if you want something a little bit nicer in that rod lineup, the Dobyns Fury. You know, we have fished these for years. Just like the SLX, you could run the whole lineup for all of your fishing, all the way up to a swim bait specific rod. What's cool about the Fury series, if you want to get into your swim baiting, you know, on the more inexpensive end, you can go with like the $795 paired up with a Shimano Cardiff, and you're right around that $200 price point, and that is a good swim bait combo. I've caught 15, 17 pound striper on this combo right here, and just like all the other Furies, you can get them in that smaller stuff too, so you can finesse fish, worm fish, all the way up to swim baiting. This lineup does it.
I was amazed when they put a legitimate big swim bait rod in the Fury lineup. That rod fishes so much better than its price. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a $795. You know, you can throw your big walking topwater baits on it. You can throw your 6-inch, 7-inch treble hook swim baits on it. That rod is really good. Even if you're not in this price point, or you should definitely check out that specific rod.
I have that same one in an 806.
806,
the
correct.
Even bigger rod, and you can throw soft baits on. It's amazing.
Down below in the video description, we'll pick some of our favorites, because there's a lot of combos here. We'll pick some of our favorites, and we'll recommend them for what techniques, and maybe you know, the real gear ratio and all that stuff to kind of save you guys some time. But yeah, those lineups right there are good to go.
Those are nice. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. This one is cheating a little bit. Tim and I at ICAST got the opportunity to get our hands on this because we were actually at the show, went to the booth, got to see these in person. This is a Shimano Intenza paired with a Caius. Neither one of these are actually in stores yet.
Soon.
But we managed to get our hands on one.
Right.
They will be in stores in just a couple of weeks, so you can pre-order them, and they should make it in time for the holidays. They're supposed to come like early, mid-December, something like that. What an awesome setup. This is going to land, the Intenza is going to land between an SLX and a Zodius. So a really, really nice rod sitting at a great price point with amazing features. It looks good, it has amazing features, it's incredibly sensitive. I mean, we were already really pumped at the SLX, and this is another step up from there. And then by pairing it with a Caius, which saves a few dollars, or a Caius, I think is actually how you say that, saves a few dollars, That's how we make it right at that $200 mark.
What does that retail for?
I believe they're $79.
Okay.
It's got a 90mm handle too. So this reel at $79 is meant to be a do-everything power fishing reel. Flip, pitch, frog, all those fun techniques where you can really torque on them with that bigger handle. That is a dynamite option. I think the only other thing I want to add is when you're at this price point, that $100 mark seems to be where every brand is trying to
take the market. They're bringing their higher quality stuff down to a price point to get people into using their stuff.
Right. They're targeting those guys that are coming out of beginner fishing,
right,
becoming intermediate anglers. So they really pour a ton of time and energy into that $100 rod.
Right.
They do. They are a step above. Across the board, they're a step above where you would expect them to be because the companies really pour it in right at that price point. So these are all great combos. But if you want more sensitivity on any of them, something that you can do to make a rod feel even higher end is switch to braided line. If you put braided line on any of these reels, you are going to get a more sensitive combo. The braid has very little stretch. You can feel everything that's happening down there, and it will take that combo to the next level instantly and save you a lot of money.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this buyer's guide. We're excited, like I said before, this is just the first of many. I think we got, next video up is gonna be spinning combos for $200, and then I think we got some jerk baits and blade bait. But we're excited. Like I said, we love doing these videos to help out fishermen, to make sure you guys get what you really want for Christmas. We know that it's hard for loved ones to pick fishing. I mean, my wife tells me all the time, I don't know what to get you because you want specific stuff. So that is why we do this. You guys can share the video with your loved ones, share the links, and it makes it really easy for them.
Yeah, guys, there will be a bunch of videos coming from low end, from budget, from well below $100, which we've never gone that low before. We're doing that.
Black Friday.
To ultra on Black Friday, to ultra high end equipment, the highest equipment in this industry, and then all sorts of baits and gear in between. It's going to be a blast. Stick with us. The next few weeks will be a lot of fun with these buyer's guides. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.